This video is based on some memorable moments I took from this anime, so don't watch this video if you don't want any spoilers. There won't be much, but there will be some. I will be including my philosophical takes that you will hopefully find useful for life and in general. So, the first note is the title of the anime is based on the phrase Tsukigakirei desu ne, which translates to "the moon is beautiful, isn't it?" It's a lovely poetic way of indirectly saying "I love you" in Japanese. Daze once said, "To decide that I'm hopeless before I even begin is nothing but laziness. I can't afford to be lazy." A quote that bodes well with this: "Here's my definition of a genius. It doesn't matter how large or small the task is. Whenever they encounter a problem, they are able to find an effective way to direct their efforts more quickly than most people. Conversely, they are the same as everyone else in all other ways. Hard work always gets one closer to the correct answer." Intelligence isn't just about IQ, it's about applying yourself effectively. While someone may take 15 seconds to find a solution, I might take 5 minutes to reach the same conclusion. The difference? I take immediate action, while others procrastinate for days, weeks, or even months. I'm more of a genius because I focus intently and solve problems swiftly, surpassing those considered more intelligent. Yet, many of you fail to realize your incredible potential. Laziness overshadows your capabilities, preventing you from exploring your own brilliance. But here's the truth. Each of you have the power to unlock your inner genius. It's time to seize your potential, free from delays and distractions. As Andrew Tate commonly states, "My unmatched perspicacity, coupled with my sheer indefatigability, makes me a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavor." And that statement is incredibly true. You don't have much control of your IQ, but the biggest difference that sets successful people apart from unsuccessful people is not always IQ. It's their mentality to get shit done as quick as possible and not be lazy. Daze states, "At the very least, I don't believe romance comes down to chance. I believe it comes down to volition. Volition meaning the faculty or power of using one's will. Although magical things can happen by chance, they rarely do. It has to come from our own effort and intention to make something wonderful happen. If you want romance in your life, friendship, money, an athletic body to become wise, it all comes down to your own volition. You can make it happen, but it comes down to your will." It reminds me of another quote from an anime. "Magic is the materialization of someone's imagination. And in that sense, you can create magic because you can put an idea into reality. As Buddha also wisely stated, an idea that is developed and put into practice is more important than an idea that exists only as an idea." In the anime, one of Koda's friends says along the lines of, "I don't stand a chance of getting into Kome, and my grades are way better than yours." And Koda's other friend comes along and he says, "But he has love on his side," right? Now this scene may appear insignificant, but it hints at a fundamental point about being human. And as Nietzsche understood incredibly well, the meaninglessness of suffering, not suffering itself, was the curse that lay over mankind so far. Koda didn't like studying. He had other things that he found more meaningful and therefore avoided studying for school. He avoided suffering. Yet, when he had a meaning for that suffering, it no longer mattered, did it? No, he grinded away. I believe I took this from David Goggins a while ago, but unsure. He said, however, "What matters is how much you want it, because you don't have to do anything. And if you're going to force yourself to do things, especially hard things, you need to know why. Find your reason in life, whatever makes that suffering worth it. Who do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? If you imagine your ideal, what would they do?" Here is another thing to understand. If you do nothing, you just suffer more, because you'll be dissatisfied with yourself. That is the curse of humans. You need a meaning for that suffering, or you just suffer. You have no meaning to the suffering otherwise. As Seneca wisely said, "Let us train our minds to desire whatever the situation demands. Then we'll have the motivation and the determination to push through, even if things are hard." This can also relate to my previous point of how much potential people have when they choose not to be so lazy. In this case, when he has love or in general, a reason, a why, you can achieve the most amazing things. Yeah, I know he failed to get into Kome, but we don't talk about that. The general principle still stands. Shush, guys. Daze once said, "I must live up to my precious promises, and that is all that matters to me right now." In this anime, Koda's father says, "Don't worry, I was just like you once. Do what makes you happy. That's the point of being young." Although, there are definitely dumb things you shouldn't do. In this anime, his mother is trying to force Koda down a specific direction in life, one he feels isn't meaningful to him. It's important to follow your own heart and walk down the path that you feel is right. People in this world are going to have expectations of you, what you should find meaningful, purposeful, right or wrong. But you need to find it for yourself. Living inauthentically is no way to live and will lead you to live a miserable life conforming to society, family, friends, rather than listening to yourself and your own heart. I'll finish this point with 2 wise quotes from Nietzsche pressing this point home. The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. Standing alone and living independently, the higher man remains oblivious to the petty concerns which occupy the herd, and thus is immune to both the praise and criticism emanating from the mouths of the many. Even in middle school, inequality is alive and well. There's the upper class, lower class, the cool clubs, and the not so cool clubs. Whether it's good looks or good grades, we'll use whatever tools we can to establish some kind of pecking order. I enjoyed this quote. It points out the unfairness and inequality that is life, rather than preaching some optimistic ideal of equality, of equal outcomes. We live in a world that functions largely as a meritocracy, in the sense that it rewards you based on your competency to perform or do certain tasks. The advice I'd give you based on this is if you want to be valued, become more competent at a specific skill and you'll be valued. Don't expect value to be a given. It isn't. The final quote I have from the anime, which is a worthy mention, not much to add. The feeling of joy is perhaps like a speck of gold, glimmering faintly at the bottom of a river of grief. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love philosophy and creating content that helps people navigate life better. I like to extract lessons from everything I watch, and I'll be making more videos like this in the future if an anime catches my interest and has enough wisdom in it. Have a lovely day.